For more on this story, we are now being joined by Dr. Paul Dorfman, visiting fellow at Sussex Energy Group, University of Sussex, a member of the Irish Government Radiation Protection Advisory Committee and chair of the Nuclear Consulting Group. Thank you so much for joining us on WION. The CIA director recently said that there is no evidence that Iran has decided to build a nuclear weapon or is on a path to do so. What are your thoughts on that?
In the past, the US has said that Iran is on its way to enrichment. In other words, enrichment that is capable of then producing a nuclear weapon. So Iran, in some sense, is on the way to producing nuclear weapons.
And, you know, it's been 1 week since Iran launched that missile attack against Israel. Israel has vowed revenge. Many are wondering, first of all, what is the thought process in Israel, perhaps, regarding this retaliation and why it hasn't retaliated yet? And perhaps would it be, for example, U.S. mediation or fear of repercussions? Or maybe it just feels like it doesn't need to attack Iran at this point because it has to take care of Hezbollah and possibly Hamas.
It seems that the Biden government is playing a sort of an honest broker, unlike the Trump former government, which basically scotched the agreement with the Iranians that they would not produce a nuclear weapon. So Trump, as usual, is producing all kinds of very odd, rather militaristic rhetoric that Biden doesn't ascribe to. And it has to be said that nuclear is a very difficult and dangerous issue. Now, we're not simply talking about nuclear military installations, but also civil installations. So anywhere in the world, as we've seen with Zaporizhia, a civil nuclear plant can be a military target. Now, Israel also, without question, is a nuclear weapons power and does need to consider very carefully what would happen if Iran targeted its own, Israel's own nuclear infrastructure.
If Israel attacks Iran in retaliation for Iran's attack against Israel a week ago, would Iran hit back? How do you think this cycle could ultimately end or develop moving forward?
There's no way of knowing. Often these cultural gaps are things that people don't understand. To a certain extent, if Iran vows to do something, it tends to do it. Now, are we seeing a sort of a Cold War or a proxy war in the Middle East? That's difficult to judge, but certainly we're at an incredibly dangerous time. And if Israel were to target Iranian nuclear installations, we seem to be in for a very rough time.
Yeah, for lack of a better phrase, it's almost like a time bomb right now. We're just sitting and waiting to see what's going to happen in that region. Dr. Paul Dorfman, I appreciate your company. Thank you so much for joining us on WION.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.